Let's go.
What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay Money. We got our guy Ronald Cabang here with me. I got my Lakers background here with me, my guys, man. Make sure free NBA picks every single day, man. That's what we do here. My guy Ronald, man. I love the shirt, man. My guy sent me one. I love it, man. Y'all check out Ronald for those cappers with attitude shirts. Myself, Ronald, and Ski, a collaboration, my guys, man. Y'all hit us up. You can hit me up or Ronald if you like a shirt. What's up with you, Ronald? If they come with you.
Yeah, chill, man. Like started off the NBA season pretty well. Had two rough days a couple of days ago, and then back to winning ways yesterday. So hopefully just continue getting some dubs here.
Exactly. No, I'm right there with you, my guy. Let's try to get some dubs. Let's go over here to Vegas, man. We're going to the pool real quick, man. But it's all business here, my guys. You guys know, man, Ronald is a great capper over there at sportsmemo.com, man. Go check him out. Go grab some plays. Sorry, man. I got the bro. Look what I got going up. I'll be doing the NFL show, and so I'm over fixing the things. I got the Raiders thing going down, but we're not talking about the Raiders, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Brooklyn here, Ronald. We got the Nets getting 2.5 points at the house versus the Mavs. It's actually up to 3 at some spots here. They won't have Joe Harris on the back-to-back here, Ronald. You like the Mavs in this game? But let the people know what's up.
Yeah, I was looking towards the Mavs yesterday. I got them at minus 1.5. Nets are 1-3 on the season. Lost 2 straight games on the road now. Third game in 4 nights. Playing second game of back-to-back road to home games is just a bad travel spot for the Nets. Last season, they were actually the worst team in the league going from road to home ATS wise. Straight up 5-14, straight up 3-16 against the spread last season. So 3-16 against the spread going from road to home. I don't think that's going to change this season because if you look at how their offenses looked, they're really struggling right now, and they don't have guys like Joe Harris, like you mentioned, and Steph Curry to really spread the court. Mm-hmm. And then you got Ben Simmons, who's really struggling on both sides of the ball. I mean, yeah, offensively, we didn't really expect much from him, but we would expect him to do something on the defensive side of the ball. That was like his more important aspect of his role for this team. But his individual defensive rating right now is at a high plus 118. So he's not really affecting any side of the ball right now. And you know who's going to be guarding Luka? It should be Ben Simmons, but if he's struggling defensively, really, is that going to matter? Luka's pretty much on a mission here, playing like an MVP caliber player. Mavs are coming off an embarrassing loss to the shorthanded Pelican squad with no Zion, no BI, no Herb Jones. It looks like the Mavs kind of looked ahead to this matchup. The Mavs have a high efficiency offense. They take care of the ball. They shoot at a high rate. And defensively, they're a good defensive team, even since last season. Nets overall, like I mentioned, struggling on both sides of the floor. I did say I got it at minus 1.5 last night. Gave it out to my clients at the number. I think I'm seeing 3s now, and that's probably because some of the injuries got official. So Joe Harris officially out, Markieff officially out. I think the Mavs get it done here. I mean, obviously we lost some line value from last night, but if you don't trust the line, you could always take the money line. It's not that expensive. Also, the ski line is also an option, right? Half on the money line, half on the spread. That would be the way that I go on this one.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Yeah, I'd lean Mavs here. It's not something that I bet, but obviously the Nets team right now with Steve Nash, they don't have the rest advantage as well. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, this team is still figuring out right now. So the Mavs, a team that basically have things figured out here. They're balling right now. Guys like Christian Wood as well. They have the size advantage. You got Luka and the rest of the guys are coming off a bad game. So we're definitely leading Mavs here with you, my guy. It's the only way I'm looking. Mavs are nothing for me in this spot, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Oklahoma City here. OKC, we got the Thunder here getting 6.5 points versus the Clippers here. Possibly a bounce back spot here from the Clippers. I know me personally, the only way I'm looking in this game is the Clippers to bounce back. They hadn't really looked well so far here, Ronald, but after 2 straight losses here going up against this OKC team that just took them to Smack City here, it's hard for me to see the Clippers not coming out with at least a ounce of pride here, right? To come out here and smack. I mean, they obviously are the more deeper team, a better defensive team as well. They should come in here and bring the defense and stifle this Thunder offense here, my guy. Should be a trifecta spot from the Clippers. What do you think? Should we go get a haircut today?
Yeah, man, that's the only I could look to. I mean, I got burnt by the injury report in that first matchup between these two guys. SJ went out from out to in. Kawhi went from in to out. And that was after I had already placed my bet. So that kind of sucked. This time around, we see PG likely to play. But with these two teams, it's hard to tell. I already put them on my list of teams to kind of wait till like closer to game time to place these bets.
Right.
But I think in this spot here, I can't see PG missing it. I also like the quick revenge spot here. I like the number where I got it at because I just got it right before the show at -3 first half, -6 on the full game. Those are the two ways that I'm looking at this game. I think PG's official status, I think that's going to be a big component to this. I feel like if his status is solidified as he's in, it might move the line back up to maybe 7. That's the way that I think it's going. But right now, I just like the number at -6 here. If the books thought he was less likely to play, I think the opening line wouldn't have shifted towards the Clippers like it did, especially when the Thunder covered and won outright pretty much. I think the Thunder, I mean, obviously they're a great ATS team ever since last year, but by the looks of it, I feel like, they're going to be great as road dogs, but in this quick revenge spot here, I can only look towards the Clippers. Here's a trend that backs this play. Since 2020, when the team plays each other back to back, teams that lost the first game as a favorite, then they're the favorite in the second game, those teams are 46, 23, and 1 against the spread. That's 66.7% hit rate, average first half margin, plus 6.1, average full game margin, plus 9.7. That was active yesterday on the Wolves and the Jazz. Both hit, right? But I mean, Jazz didn't hit the closing line, 8.5. But if you got it early, like some of us did, the Jazz hit. So to be honest, I mean, it does look like a trifecta spot, but I just got the first half in the full game.
Yeah, I like it. The way I see this game, my guy, I see these boys coming out early and often smacking them up here. All they got to do is the Clippers bring the defense here, and they should come out here. They could literally win this first quarter by 10 points and then not look back in the game, guys. All they got to do is win with their defense. When you smother the Thunder's offense, they can really start to get very stagnant, and that's what I see here. I see Ty Lue, one of the best coaches in the game, coaching up his team here, coming off 2 straight losses. You got to come in here. You got to come in here ready to play, even though it's the Thunder. It's not really a high profile game, but if you're trying to get deep into the playoffs, you're trying to have championship aspirations. It's not saying you play this like it's game 7, but you definitely come in. You definitely like to play. It's real simple. You like to go with the favorites in the home and home spot after they've lost straight up, guys. It's really that simple. It's not that you have to play it every single time, but when the spot sets up with a team that you trust here, that's what I'm going with here. So I couldn't talk you out a full game here, Ronald. I hadn't taken it yet, but I'll likely ride with you here, just like we did yesterday with my guy Ski. I was on first quarter, first half. Ski was on full game. I was like, fuck it, let's cast this trifecta spot, man. So I'm liking it here. Only way I can see, look here, is Clippers to take this Thunder team to Smack City, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Golden State here, man. San Francisco. We got the Warriors laying 6.5 points here, Ronald, versus the Heat. It's actually starting to come down to 6 at some spots here. And it's so crazy because this line opened up at 7.5, cratering all the way down to 6 here. What do you think is going to happen in this one, Ronald?
Yeah, this is a bad travel spot for the Heat here, playing second game of back-to-back road games, and it's in the West Coast. The line opened kind of high, so I like that it's coming back down. I think the more it comes down, the better for us. I feel like that 7 to like 8 line in that spot there is kind of funky because towards the end of the game, if the line is that sharp, you don't know if the team's going to be fouling or whatnot in the last couple minutes. So that range there is kind of funky. But when you get to like the 6th spot, I feel like they're going to be kind of fouling towards the end if it stays that close. So and obviously Warriors are a great free throw shooting team. That's one thing that I look at when I look at lines and how they move and some stuff like that. But to me, I think because the Heat blew out the Blazers yesterday, starters didn't play extended minutes. In theory, they seem to be rested, right? They should be rested for the second game on the West Coast, but they traveled all the way from, pretty much the furthest spot for all the West Coast teams, right? They're all the way in the bottom, the Southeast. And then they're going to be playing at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's 10 p.m. Eastern, the regular time. To me, I don't think they fully adjusted to their personal time clock or whatever you want to call it. But I think 2 things. I think their defense is going to struggle because of it. And then looking at similar travel spots last season, the few times Miami, specifically Miami, because of their travel, they're the furthest team, like I mentioned, to the West Coast teams. I looked at all their games, their second game of a West Coast road trip since 2020. 2-8 straight up, 2-7-1 against the spread. Sorry, that's since 2019. So this is a spot that you would normally fade Miami. And then if they happen to win that first game, 1-5 straight up, 1-5 against the spread in that second game of the West Coast trip. A lot of things are pointing to the Warriors here. The Warriors also coming off of that big 29-point loss to the Suns. Warriors defense obviously hasn't looked great. Compared to the last couple of seasons, I feel like that second unit is young. They focus more on offense than defense. But if you take a guess at who the best team in the league is, ATS-wise, since 2020, at home off of a loss, facing an opponent coming off of a win, going in opposite directions, Golden State Warriors 18-4 straight up, 17-5 against the spread. Average full game margin is 11.1, plus 11.1. So they're winning these games by double digits. To me, I think the Warriors is a spot here. Obviously, the line coming down is better value for us. And then I lean towards the over as well. I don't think the Warriors are playing great defense right now, and offensively, I could see the Heat kind of. They're doing their job, right? They're more focused on offense than defense this season as well. So I can only look towards the over as well on that one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'd lean Warriors third quarter here. I think that if the Heat do have anything, they'll bring it here first half. And where you like you say, the late game where it really catch up with them would be in the second half. We know the Warriors never base against any team. I don't know what Ronald. I think they go in the locker room and gas up a little bit, drink a few beers, man, play a couple of ping pong games, and they come out in their third quarter and just smack teams, man. I'm not sure what these guys do, man. But third quarter, I could see the Warriors continuing their trend here and definitely getting it done there. This is one where if the Warriors do smack them up, like you're saying, Ronald, you brought some good stats there and trends as well. I'd lean Warriors here as well. I think it'll come in the second half. That's when the Heat really probably run out of gas in this one. It's not something that I bet, but that's just how I'm looking at the game. It's only 4 games today, but I probably could have made a play on every single game, to be honest with you. If I'm betting this one, it would be Warriors full game. I'd see how the first half play out. I think second half Warriors will be a play as possibly a look, and the Warriors third quarter as well. Obviously pregame, if you can get them at -1, 1.5, it's not a bad look there, my guys. I definitely think they have the advantage in the second half. Last game up here, we're going to the streets of Sacramento here. We got the Kings getting 3.5 points at the house. They've started out 0-3 now, Ronald. Grizzlies started out hot. Ja Morant playing like MVP. They're laying 3.5 here on the road. What do you think here? Are we just going to take the short road favor here? And the total sitting at 236, my guy.
Yeah, this one's tough. Obviously the Grizzlies are coming into this one as, the favorite, 3-1 on the season with extended rest too, but they haven't played since Monday. Sometimes when you have extended rest, like 3 days or more, sometimes that gives a little bit of rest, especially when you're facing a team that you feel like is more of the bottom tier teams. You don't come in motivated, right? And then, obviously if you look at this schedule prior to the season for the Grizzlies, they're probably like feeling it because the Kings, Blazers twice, Jazz twice, and then the Blazers. If you looked at that schedule prior to the season as a road trip, they would have been like, damn, this is an easy 4-game trip. But Blazers are 4-1, Jazz are 4-1. You know what I mean? So maybe this is a tougher road trip than they expected. They could reserve some energy from this first game here, and the Kings kind of just take advantage of that. Kings are 0-3. But I feel like they've been playing a lot better than their record shows. First game,
facts.
First game, they were in the lead in the fourth quarter. The Blazers ended up closing the game out 16-4 run, win by 7. Kings lost to the Clippers by 2. Kings shot themselves in the foot, 15 out of 26 from the charity stripe. To me, I think obviously they were kind of overmatched by the Warriors. Warriors were also coming off of a loss, right? To me, I think I would lean towards the Kings here. I would lean towards the Kings in the first quarter as well, because I think the Grizzlies, opposite of what they've seen last year from this team, they're starting off games a little bit slower, and the Kings are starting off pretty fast. The other thing too is a look towards the over, because Grizzlies, I know this is a high total, but the Grizzlies are playing no defense right now, and both of these teams are looking to throw up 40+ threes per game, and if they hit at a decent rate, it should be able to go over here.
No, that's facts right there. Yeah, the Grizzlies not playing a lot of defense. It's crazy. They got Steven Adams back there. I'm not sure if it's because they're missing Triple J or what, bro. And like I said on the early show as well, they had Triple J all 3 meetings last year. They have, I think the Grizzlies are in need of a win here. It's so crazy because a lot of things sets up here. People think that the Grizzlies are still trash. They're not the same team. I mean, they're still like an average type of team, but they are a lot better than they were last year. If you guys remember, these guys made a trade for Sabonis over there. They also added guys like Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter as well, and added a really nice draft choice as Keegan Murray. And they're going to insert him into the starting lineup as well. Still got guys like Davion Mitchell coming off the bench here. So they're 0-3. They played 3 good teams as well, played really representative games. They could have got blown out by 30 to 40 points versus the Warriors. What they do? They closed the game on the 35-17 run and only lost that game by 5. I think that's real key here because you bring in some of that momentum into the next game. This team is teetering on winning the first game. I think they bust out here offensively. They could put, I think they might go for 130 points tonight, Ronald. I like the Kings. I actually think they win this game by 10 plus points. I think the Kings actually blow the Grizzlies out tonight, possibly a little look ahead to some other games on deck, like you said. Hey, Jazz have been playing nice. The Grizzlies always have beef with them for kicking them out of the play-in tournament a year ago. So, no, in all honesty, guys, so they have a little back-to-back coming up versus the Jazz, then the Blazers. Much bigger games on deck, Ronald. That's a good point. They could be overlooking the Kings here, just like a whatever type of game. They almost lost versus the Houston Rockets as well in Houston. So the Grizzlies, you like to buy them at the house on the road. They hadn't been that strong, and I think they're a fade here tonight. I see the Grizzlies losing this game outright, my guys. Give me the Kings plus the 3.5. Did a night show last night. If you watched it, we hopped on +4 and plus 145, but I still like it at plus 3.5, +3. I'm on the money line here, plus the points and the money line. So let's go 2-0 one time for the one time on this spot. No one likes it, but I'm on the Kings. And just real quick, last few games, man, Triple J did have 21 points, 17 points last year. And they had Kyle Anderson and they had the Anthony Milton all 3 games last year. Well, Milton 2 games last year. So they're missing some depth off the bench. They're also missing a starter caliber player in Triple J. He had 2 blocks each game last season. That was a different team, though, guys. That was Halliburton playing with the Kings last year. So they got Sabonis and the boys. They're in need of a win. Must win Jay coming out here, man. Give me the Kings here with the new coach at the house to bust out offensively. Now, man, let's talk about some shirts. You know what? No, man, I'd rather talk about some shirts, man. But $10 off shirts, man. You use promo code WIN10 over there at the site, jmoneyismoney.com. You can get the Jay and Shark shirt, $15. We also got Smack City shirts, Us Against the Bookies. Let's get some cash. And you get a free pair of swag glasses as well. And also, if you'd like to get this shirt that Ronald has on, hit Ronald up as well, man. Cappers with Attitude. That's myself, Ski, and Ronald's shirt. You can go follow him. Go follow him on Twitter or hit him up on Twitter about the shirt at @U_Capper. Ronald, what you got going over at Sportsmill? And you like anything on tonight's card?
Yeah, I think for me officially, I'm just gonna go with the Mavs there. I think at the current line, I'd probably go with the ski line, the half on the money line, half on the spread. Then the Clippers first half and the full game, and then I you sound pretty confident with the Kings. I'm a ride with you on the Kings there. You know how it is. Positive vibes, right? Like I don't want to.
I appreciate you. Let's cash you, bro.
Yeah, so I'm a rock with you on that Kings there.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, I like it, man. So I'm on official with the Clippers in the first quarter and the first half. I might have to put some on them full game as well. I hadn't betted yet though, but I'm on the Kings, my guys. I'm on the Kings, man. There's no fanboy shit. We don't cap these teams based on players, my guys. We cap these teams basically like they're robots. Take your bias out of the equation and really try to get on some money, my guys. So Kings for me, plus the money. No one likes it. J Money likes it, my guys. If you don't like it, you don't. In all honesty, Ronald, I have to tell people, if you don't like to play, I'm not telling you to take this game or that it's a lock or it's guaranteed. I'm simply telling you what I'm on. So if you'd like to ride with me, let's cash. If you don't like to play, you don't have to take. If you like the Grizzlies, go with your gut. You'll sleep better at night, my guys. Kings.
Yeah, I mean, right when I close my own show, it's what I say. It's like, whether you fade us or follow us, we're not pushing that button for you. You're putting the amount that you're betting. You're hitting the submit button and you're confirming your bet. That's on you to to kind of take in the information that we're giving out there and hopefully it's good information, whether you bet us or not. You know what I mean? Hopefully we say something that gives you like confidence in your play, and that's really our goal, to be honest.
Man,
I mean, that's what these shows are for. If we wanted to just go on Twitter and post what we wanted to bet, we could do that, but we're doing this long form, telling you exactly our thought process, because we want to
exactly.
teach people.
And it's us against the bookies. You see what I'm saying? So it's you're not competing up against me. You're competing up against whoever you're betting against, and you're trying to take their money. And we will win, my guys. Let's get this cash, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe if you can. If you're on Twitter, if you see the tweet, man, if you can, retweet the show, man. We just try to get as many people in here. That's the least you could do. We come out here working for you guys every day. Hit the like button, subscribe, get a shirt as well, man. $10 off. We out, my guys. Get this cash. We out. We will win.